If you've been following my channel, and you have been following my channel, you are subscribed, don't you? You'll know I've been looking at some of the churches that were constructed as a result of the 50 Churches Act in the early 1700s. Well, today we're going to have a bash at cycling around all of the 50 Churches Act churches, which fortunately isn't 50 churches. There are these churches here, which are the core churches built by the Act in accordance with the core terms of the legislation. And there's a few others that were helped by the Act, sometimes by an entirely separate Act, but using the same coal tax money as the source, and using the same committee structure to control the building process. Just after 8 on a very, very hot, beautifully sunny day at Blackheath Station. There's my friend. Now you can see that most of the churches are grouped together reasonably nicely in London proper, but Gravesend, well, that's a long way out. Now we could cycle there, but we've taken the strategic decision that just getting on a train and going out there is going to be much simpler. Coming back to Woolwich later, also by train. So our first stop is Gravesend, and just look at my amazing videographic skills as I film John getting off the train. Here we are at Gravesend. John's dying. It's all those fags.
Doors don't open automatically.
He doesn't know how to work the doors. Wait. What are you doing back in here? And why are you looking over there? Look, come on. We've got a 50 Churches Act church to look at. It's a really nice one. Come on. This is St George's Gravesend. And this is one of those churches that were supported by the 50 Churches Act structure. But as you can see, it's not clad in stone. So it's not a core 50 Churches Act church. This church also has an additional claim to fame in that Pocahontas, you know, her of the Disney film, was travelling back to America, having visited England, and she unfortunately contracted a disease on the way back, the details of which are not exactly known, and she died just outside Gravesend, and she was buried here, although no one knows exactly where within the churchyard. I'm going to keep my powder dry about St George's because I'm going to be coming back here very soon for a proper visit.
Hello. No, she doesn't like hats. I don't like hats. It's quite worn. The writing in the writing around that plinth there.
Can you make it out?
The second one is possibly consul.
I look at it sometimes when you look at it on a big screen at home.
It comes out
zoomed
a bit
in,
clearer.
it comes out a bit better. Not so much. I'll get to the bottom of this. Watch this space.
Well, it fully uses its plot, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a funny detail, isn't it?
Yeah, none of the windows are the same on the other side.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Well spotted.
Certainly not the same as this. Did you have a bag?
I'm pointing my camera. Yes. Where is it?
Where is it then?
Don't know.
I think you left it on the train.
I hope I didn't.
Because you haven't got it on you now, and I don't recall seeing you getting off the train with it.
Shit, that's got my camera on it. It's got my 360 camera on it.
Yes, because when you got off the train, I thought, oh yeah, he hasn't got a bag with him. And you left it on the train.
Well, let's go back. It might still be in the platform.
Yeah.
Blackheath we came from.
That would have been the train before.
Oh. The station manager then proceeded to call Dartford, where the train had been, to see if anything had been handed in, and Welling, where it was heading, and Lewisham, and where it was heading after that, to try and get someone to jump on the train and look. After quite a lot of toing and froing and waiting for the train to arrive and calls, this happened.
Hello, Welling. Now it's this Lisa at Gravesend again. Did anybody have any luck? Oh, wow. It's at Welling.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, you're an absolute star.
Can we catch that train, do you think? Can we? Oh,
yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful, wonderful person. Let's get on.
Are we done?
Yep.
Where is it?
Welling.
Whee!
Off.
If you see something that doesn't look right.
Not this train. Not this train. Not. I'll meet you at Woolwich.
In fact, the doors did open and John did get off and we were off to Welling. And what had happened was the guy got on the train, found the bag but got trapped on the train, gone to the next thing at Falcon Wood and he had to catch a train back to get back to the thing. So he couldn't have, they could not have done more for me.
To get look for your bail.
Yes.
If you'd have paid them, yeah, brilliant.
So with effusive thanks, we finally picked up the bag from Welling, cycled to Woolwich, and we were back on track looking at the 50 churches. This time, St Mary Magdalene, Woolwich, which is another one of the churches that were helped by the Act. You can see immediately it's very similar to St George, Gravesend. It's a beautiful garden.
Beside a hideous road.
Really beside a hideous road, but it's a beautiful garden that is very much hiding the church.
Yeah.
I know it's there.
Wow.
I wanted to film John by the Tom Cribb Lion, but there was something about the people near that made me feel that perhaps it wasn't a good idea. Oh, let's just say from the smell and the actions of the people in the churchyard, perhaps there was a bit of active commerce going on that day. This here is where the old church was.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so...
And there's a Tate and Lyle at Silverton across the road.
Yes, but these are brand new. So you can imagine that once upon a time, this had an absolutely fabulous view.
Across the
and
river.
Now,
to the sugar factory.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's always been an industrial area. Make sure you catch the full video on St Mary Magdalene's Woolwich. We headed down to the river, we're on our way to Greenwich. This is a very pleasant ride. I know not everybody loves industrial, but you never see the same river twice.
This is a fishing lake.
Is it?
Full of great big carp.
Is it?
I've seen people fishing in here before, yeah, the two of them, the pair.
It feels like a underutilised resource, but I suppose if it's for fishing, you don't want people on rowboats.
It's a weird tower, isn't it? That yellow thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Things do really appear on the skyline here.
Yeah.
You know, we're going past two cannons. You don't give it a second thought, do you? Like if the aliens invade from the river...
Is that the French, you mean?
I think I mean War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I haven't actually cycled along here for quite a long time.
I don't think it's brilliantly set up. I mean, if you come on a weekend, it's really...
Chaos.
Right on the borderline of being too busy to cycle along. There are more direct routes between Greenwich and Woolwich, but if you've got a bit of time, it's always worth going the river route. And we decided to take a little Damien Hirst-shaped diversion. Yeah, so the sculpture on the right's Anthony Gormley.
Okay.
We've got Damien Hirst coming up on the left.
Oh, that? Oh, wow. No plan.
So, people wonder why he's one of the most successful artists in the world, but I'm a great believer in scale. But it's not simply the size of it. Look at the step. Look at the motion. I mean, it almost looks like it's moving. It's just astonishing. And everything, all the living creatures look like they're seething. It's just astonishing. I know this isn't a sacred space, but I mean, we're on a sacred space too, so we're allowed to look at the art on the way.
And with Damien Hirst, there's a lot of myth, and he creates a lot of myth with his work.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that plaque says it's a smaller copy of one that was found in Tigris in 1932.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that story. There is no doubt from ancient history there are colossal statues, but this sounds like a Damien Hirst
That sounds
fib.
like invention. So this is the brand new bridge to accommodate the works for the Silvertown tunnel, which is going to be coming through here. I'm pretty sure this is a temporary structure.
Yeah.
But it's an elaborate temporary structure.
It is.
And I'll tell you what, the ramp is a bit more forgiving than the old bridge, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Always loved a little bit of public art there.
Yeah, that's been there for a long time, hasn't it?
that's good. I know where we are now. We're heading now for the Old Royal Naval Hospital, one of the finest buildings in Europe, and designed by Wren, Vanbrugh and Hawksmoor, 3 people who are absolutely key in the development of the 50 Churches Act churches. But to get there, we've got to battle past some rather intense undergrowth caused by the incredibly wet summer we've had this year. Never seen it so beautiful, so many flowers, it's just unbelievable. And you might not have seen this bit.
No, not at all.
See the cruise ship up there, look at that. They keep on
That's a big one.
they keep on trying to build a permanent dock for cruise ships, and the local authority keep on turning them down. It generates absolutely nothing for the local area.
No.
Tiny bit of employment, but a huge amount of disruption. That makes sense.
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, this is a nice pub.
yes, cut its arm.
Wren was the master hand behind the Royal Naval College, helped by his assistant Hawksmoor, and then completed after his death by Hawksmoor and Vanbrugh in partnership. But how pretty is this? In the 50 Churches Act, both Wren and Vanbrugh were on the committee, while Hawksmoor had a hand in designing no fewer than 8 of the core 50 Churches Act churches. One gets a strong sense of him doing all the actual work on both projects. And here's our third church, Hawksmoor's.
So what's this one?
So this is St Alfred's.
Oh, St Alfred's, because it says it there.
Look at this. Spooky, isn't it? Now, because of St Mary le Strand, I can't help but see Mason iconography everywhere.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But so this is Hawksmoor, and this was the first church that was helped by the Act.
The tower is the only part of the church, of the original medieval church, still standing, and has survived the storms and bombs that destroyed the rest of the building over the years. Architect John James from Greenwich clad the tower in white stone and added the spire in 1731.
So that's at the very end, but I suspect that was to conform to the rules of the 50 Churches Act. You see this again and again, where they've had the churchyard cleared,
Yeah.
and they've put all the stones around the outside in the, often preserving them. But most of them are not really legible. You might be able to take a rubbing off them. Looks like there were some figures on that one.
Because I slept very badly last night.
Yeah.
And it's because my legs wouldn't, restless legs.
Oh, yeah.
It's because I was racing last night.
In bed?
No, before on my bike.
How many have we done? We've done 3.
Woolwich, Greenwich and this one.
Yeah.
Time travel would be a wonderful just to come back and see what it looked like. Just to see what it looked like.
Well,
you don't want to live in those times.
No, I know.
Because you'd be
but
fucking,
actually,
you'd be dead.
there are pictures from Greenwich Hill looking down, and you can see exactly what it looked like. There's a lovely picture in the Maritime Museum of the view from Greenwich Hill, looking out towards London over the old Palace of Palace of Greenwich Palace. And in the background you can see the square tower of St Paul's before it got burned down in the far distance. And then of course the critical thing, the thing that made all of these architects' career was London burnt down. And suddenly they're catapulted to the highest possible echelons because there's lots of money around. Everyone recognises that we can really do something that's never been done before since probably the days of Rome. Next week we pick up the pace, see more churches, more disasters. Keep watching. Subscribe.